Jeff, it's Sammy. So I've been kind of sick recently, so I haven't posted in a while, but I wanted to make sure that I got a video to you guys. So I've been feeling better, but not completely better. So I got one of my friends to help me make a video today. So I have KJ on the phone, and we're going to talk some about The Princess Bride, which if you watched my first video, I told you that Princess Bride is my favorite movie and my favorite book. So this should be fun. So I guess we'll get started. Hey KJ, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Sam. How are you today?
Good, how are you doing?
Oh, better than I deserve. So, Princess Bride, real quick. You've read the book a lot, right?
Yeah.
Alright, which have you watched more? Have you watched the movie or have you read the book more?
I've probably watched the movie more just because of the fact I started watching it when I was little and I didn't read the book until I had already grown up some. You've never read the book, have you?
No, I have not. I even went to our local bookstore and they didn't have it, and they actually told me that they were going to have trouble ordering it. So I'm going to have to go online to order it, I suppose, or I'm just going to have to steal one of your copies. I know you've got at least two of them.
I only have like 3 copies or something, so, you know.
You won't miss one then, right?
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah, okay. Now, I do want to ask you some questions about the book and the movie.
Okay.
Just because, since I've never read the book. At one point you had said something about the author having 2 names. What's that about?
Yeah, so there's Goldman, which is the one that the movie is said that it's made by, and it's that actually published the book. But it says in the book that it's actually a book by S. Morgenstern. And it's supposed to be an abridged version of S. Morgenstern's book done by Goldman, but really it's just he made up the whole thing. So.
Well, that's pretty cool. I like that, putting an author inside of your story. That's very nice. I like that. Okay, so what were some of the biggest changes from the book to the movie?
Well, in the movie, whenever Wesley leaves, it's just kind of like, as you wish, and then he just walks off, and it never really says what he was doing until almost the end, whenever him and Buttercup are talking about it. But in the book, it's talking about how he's leaving to find his fortune and everything, and America, and then, you know, Fezzik has a background, which in the movie he doesn't have a background whatsoever. And the pit of despair is not really a pit of despair. It's actually this big zoo, and he's just in the bottom level of it. And so it's not like a really big difference, because for the most part the movie and the book stay very close to each other, but the movie just cuts out some of the parts that are just really cool. So.
Okay. And casting-wise, how close was the casting to the descriptions of the characters?
Well, Fezzik, literally Andre the Giant, is the only person that could have ever played that role, because it talks about him being like a monster of a man, and it's pretty spot on. And the rest of them are pretty close. Whenever you're reading it, you can tell that they picked very well. So.
That's well, even Cary Elwes, because Cary Elwes is that kind of made his career.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, he's really great in it. He's the only one in that movie that was an actor that hadn't really had a real acting role before then. So it really changed his career, and it's really cool.
Cool. And, okay, I'm going to ask you one more thing here, and then you can yell at me for asking you questions and not actually discussing the movie. But, Inigo Montoya, does he have the infamous line at the end of the movie when he finally defeats the Six-Fingered Man in the book?
He does. He does say that. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close.
That's cool. Inigo Montoya is my favorite character in the entire movie, followed by Fezzik and Wesley.
Would you like to tell them what that line is, though? Because I know it's your favorite line.
You want me to tell them the favorite line?
Yeah.
Okay, at the end of the movie, Inigo Montoya has the six-finger man who killed his father pinned against basically the table, and he knocks his sword out of his hand, and he says, offer me riches. And he says, I'll give you all the riches that I have. He says, offer me land, offer me that. He says, all the lands that I have and more. And he says, offer me anything that I want. And the six-finger man pulls a dagger and tries to stab him, and Inigo stabs him through the chest, through the heart basically, and says, I want my father back, you son of a bitch. And he falls down dead. That's my favorite scene.
Yeah, that was one of the best scenes in the whole movie. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, and a lot of movies, they don't have a really fulfilling ending to a revenge storyline, it seems like. But that one really nailed it on the head. I loved it.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the entire movie?
Ooh, favorite part of the whole movie. So my favorite part would probably have to be it's actually going on at the same time as your favorite part. And they kind of keep going back and forth between, everything is going on at that point in time. But it's where Wesley is laying in bed and he is with Buttercup. And it sounds like it's going somewhere else, but it's not. He is talking about how he can't really stand and everything, but Humperdinck comes in at the same time, and he's just kind of going off on Humperdinck, and he's just like, you're an awful person. Although it's not exactly what he says. He tells him that he's going to duel him, and he's like, oh, to the death? And then Wesley's like, no, to the pain. And then he's talking about how he's going to cut off, various body parts, like cut out his eyes and stuff. But he's like, I'll leave your ears perfectly intact so you can hear everyone screaming about how ugly you are. And I love that. That was just so savage, and it was great. So that's my favorite.
That was one of those true hardcore moments for the character.
It really was.
I'm with you on that one. It was amazing. That was
although he really, really deserved it. So.
Well, yeah. And, I know we can't stay on here much longer because you have a time limit with your video, but I just want to point out that Prince Humperdinck is one of the greatest bad guy names of all time. You hear that, and you just kind of want to laugh at the guy.
Yeah.
So, that's all I want to say about that. Oh, and rodents of unusual size.
Yes.
The ROUSs.
I don't think they exist, though.
They didn't fit?
What?
What did you say?
I said, I don't think they exist, though.
Oh, you don't think? Oh, yeah.
Took you a minute there.
Sorry.
A+.
That's okay. Still great. I love the ROUSs. Well, thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you for coming on to my show. Is there anything else you want to say to them before you go?
As you wish.
Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. I sure enjoyed making it, So, anytime I get to talk about The Princess Bride for, 10 minutes, I am very happy with that. So, I guess this will be the end, though. So, go watch it now, because what else do you have to do? I mean, really.